So let's get it rocking though. This is the Raw District Podcast, episode 2.
Episode 2.
I'm Drew Dawson. I'm one of your hosts.
Tony Fontana, other co-host.
It's your boy White Ready.
And we got a special guest in the building, pro MMA fighter, Kelvin. This is where we need sound effects, man. We got to
Drum roll. Come on, man. You're a legend. You gotta do some drum rolls.
Send y'all.
How you been, bro?
I've been good, man.
Yeah.
I've been good. Get fat, you know. Living the life, man. Shit, you know.
Man, legend. Legend.
Yeah.
Sit back. My man told me I got my first knockout last year. He said we got that's the mirror for Topeka, man. When I'm looking over dude, remember that?
Yeah. I saw that, bro. I swear.
I love that picture, man.
Got to.
What's the next step in boxing, man, or MMA, rather? Like, what's going on with that?
Right now, man, I just moved back to the city. So I'm just getting I got an MMA gym on 13th and Parallel. I really want to take a year off and just focus on. I got guys coming in to help me train wrestling, a lot of wrestling, a lot of boxing, and just like get back to the loving the sport. You know what I mean? Like really get back to loving the sport.
Yeah.
And I want to take a year off and just to really, focus on the gym, focus on my kids, and then once I'm to that point where I love it again, then I can go back out there and compete how I used to compete to the best of my ability.
That's healthy. That's healthy, and that's what I was gonna ask you. Like with rapping, me and him rap, and then what is like the age of with MMA where you start to get like start to turn the corner of it. You know what I mean? Because I see people old as hell doing this shit. Like
Right. For
40s.
most people, I think that downfall is probably about 33, 34.
33, 34.
I think fighting just a different ball game than basketball and all those other sports or whatever. So I think we get, because we start this stuff young, man. We start getting punched. I started boxing. I started competitive karate when I was just 10. Then I started boxing when I was 16. So I just always been into the mix of fighting. That's a lot of punishment to the head. Kicks, punch, slams, all of that. And we beat up. Yeah, we beat up by that time, So I say about 33.
Yeah.
About 33.
You think it has something to do with like your fight style too? Like I'm obviously like Floyd Mayweather. He's in boxing, but he was able to, prolong his career because of the defensive side.
I think most people. I've always said when I started 30, I said 33. I don't know why 33 was my age, but 33 was my retirement. That's when I wanted to retire at 33. So, but like I say, for most people, man, it is gonna take a lot of punishment. My fight I've ever taken really any real punishment in was my August fight and then my October fight. But that's out of 16 pro fights, though. You know what I mean? And I didn't have no concussion. I never been knocked out. You know what I mean? So, but a lot of people is because they do take a lot of punishment.
Yeah. When I started watching boxing, MMA, after I started watching boxing for a while, I looked at records in boxing, and it was like the top dogs, they had to be undefeated, and they never take any losses. And you look at the MMA records, and you'll have like one of the top dogs who have like double digits on the loss.
40-0. Yeah.
Or for like MMA, like you just have like, it's a different,
it's a newer sport. Like, even though it was in 1993, it's a new sport also. But boxing, if you're a pro, if you turn pro right now, people gonna be looking for you. So if you was a heavyweight pro, they're gonna be looking for you every weekend. So you can box every 7 days. You know what I mean? In boxing, and starting off, it's only 4 rounds, 4 3-minute rounds, and that's why those guys got so many fights. And those guys got the right managers. If Mayweather your manager and you're good, you've been training him since you was a kid, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're probably fighting every 2 weeks, So by the time we know about you or about a boxer, he 25-0. You know what I mean? But he fighting a whole bunch of bums though.
Yeah.
Like Gervonta Davis, I love him, but he only fought, I don't know, maybe 10 solid opponents, and I think he like 20-something, you know what I mean? Earl Spence ain't really fought nobody besides his last fight. Like when you really dig deep into who they really fought, those guys can just fight over and over and over. But MMA is different.
You can't even look at that really.
Right, no, you can't look at that. No. Those guys are great. I love both of those guys. That's why I brung them up. But they first 20 fights probably was bullshit.
Yeah.
Guys,
how is that different compared to MMA, like coming up in that? Because
we don't got that. We can't go fight every weekend. We don't have that. Everybody's putting on boxing shows. Everybody's putting on MMA shows also, but it's not as much as boxing. And then we can only fight every 7 days. But like boxing, if you get knocked out, you can go back and box in 2 weeks. If you get knocked out in MMA, you're automatically suspended for 60 days. Yeah. And then MMA, we got to sell tickets. So when you're local, we have to sell tickets. So if you're not selling no tickets, the promoters don't want you. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah. You got to put asses in the seats, you know. So the MMA fighters don't got it like the boxers got it.
Seems a little bit more of an independent grind and hustle on
Right,
the
MMA side, yeah.
So with that being said, like, are y'all handpicking y'all opponents as how boxers do? Because you know how like boxers, like you said, they'll give you 20.
I don't think nobody's really handpicking their opponents, but their managers may be handpicking. I've never had an easy fight before. Even the one on paper, I've never had an easy fight. When I was 0-0, my first guy was 12-1. That's a beautiful record. 12-1 professional. My first fight, my first professional, I was 0-0. You know, and they paid me $2,000 to pretty much just throw the fight, and I broke his arm in the first round. I got paid $532 for my first fight. I got paid $70,000 for my last fight to lose. You know what I mean? And so, but boxers, they making millions and millions and millions of dollars.
So with that being said, so they tossing you extra bread. They're like, yo, make it competitive, but kind of.
No. I wish. I wish. We don't got it like that, man. We don't got it.
Boxing,
Boxers probably do.
I don't know if that's true, but I heard in boxing they do that sometimes. Like, you know
I think when you get to that level, maybe.
Like make it competitive, but they, like they trying to build a certain fighter because they be trying to build superstars.
Yeah. Like I say, when they know the guy gonna be a superstar, they might have to go through that. You know what I mean? But
what's the difference in the leagues? Because everybody got everybody know the UFC,
right?
And you were at Bellator, right?
I used to be Bellator, PFL recently.
Yeah, in the PFL.
Yes, sir.
So what's the difference? Because I noticed right away, like the PFL has a weird, like, you had a playoff.
Yeah, the tournament base. Yeah,
which I found crazy for fighting.
I hated it.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
I hated it.
What would you hate about it?
It's 4 fights guaranteed in a 6-month span. You know, we get paid $25,000 for a fight. We want to go chill. We want to go drink. We want to go play with our kids. We want to go have fun. No, you got another fight in 6 weeks. So we fight. We get beat up, get hurt something. We got to get right back to that. We fight Thursday. We get right back to training Monday. You know what I mean? And then another 6 weeks. And then, like, okay, we want to go drink. We want to go have fun. We don't get to do that. We got to go right back to training. We got to fight another 8 weeks. You know what I mean? And so that's why I hate it, because it was it's a turnaround.
Man, they was paying $25 a fight.
That was the first fight. We was paying a lot more. Yeah.
Y'all be taking a lot of punishment, so that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Even if you win a fight, shit, you can get fucked up winning still. Like,
right.
To think about though, just like you said, just the short window in between having the fight.
Yeah, how do you get to know like a
But
fighter,
that's only PFL though.
Well, I was gonna say, cause like, what if your body's fucked up due to like you take?
They'll call somebody else.
So
it's like every sport, they don't give a fuck about you.
Did you replace somebody?
I did, yeah. Coming the lucky loser from my last one.
Yeah.
Because the guy couldn't go out and compete again. He won his fight, but he was throwing up and shit. He was all beat up, and so that's how I got to fight the second fight. Yeah.
So you borderline like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I see that.
That's gladiator.
So you don't even want to tell him that you hurt. You don't even want to tell him that you hurt.
No, I couldn't move my neck. I was like this.
But you can't tell him that because like you
can't tell him that. You gonna miss out on another $30,000.
Y'all was fighting on like ESPN.
ESPN, yeah.
So let's say you lose a couple fights or whatever. Like, does that determine if they don't want to bring you back to the league? Or
they didn't bring me back this year.
Okay.
He told me he wanted to see me at 240, like slim down and be in the best shape. You know what I mean?
Where you at now?
We don't want to talk about that.
No, I'm just saying, cause,
we big. We the biggest I've ever been.
Because it's hard to get to that weight though, right?
It's not hard. I can go lose 30 pounds in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, but that's like,
do
you lose strength when you do that?
I don't think so. Not a heavyweight.
Okay.
But if I was fighting like 85 or like 205, I was cutting all of that weight, then yes. But I'm probably about 290 now. And we got to cut 30 pounds, 25 pounds to get to the 265 cutoff or whatever. So you ain't got to do all like that, but that's not bad though. I think 25 pounds is good. Anything over 25 pounds, I recommend fighters not to do it. Because then you start to cut all that water weight out. You know what I mean? And that's when you start getting cramping, you start getting dehydrated, you get fucked up. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So yeah, it's rough, man.
What made you choose MMA over boxing?
No disrespect to the hoopers.
Yeah.
But my best friend, he was a hooper, and his whole life since he was a kid, his mom raised him to be a NBA player. And when he didn't get that success, he was heartbroken. I seen that. That was my best friend, you know what I mean? And I seen it early.
We got full disclosure, who is it?
You know who my best friend is.
I feel like I know. We know who we talking about.
Right. But then and his brother was really good. And he didn't go. And I feel like that kind of broke me. So I went to Allen County Community College on a track scholarship. You know what I mean? I didn't graduate high school. I was doing my GED and doing college credits at Allen County Community College, right? And at that time where I knew that, we 18 now, he not going to the league. I'm just like, damn, I didn't know shit about basketball like that. I just like to play it, you know what I mean? For sure. But I knew I had to take a different route. Huh?
Athletic and raw out there. On the court,
Yeah, I didn't, like I said, I didn't know the what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't know nothing about basketball. You know me, I'm thinking my guy's the shit. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking he gonna go. But I don't know nothing about basketball like that. You feel me? And when he didn't make it, he was heartbroken about that shit. You know, and I didn't want to be one of those guys shooting for that basketball dream. You know, because it wasn't just him. It was 100 other people that didn't make it. You know what I mean? Right. And guys that I thought were great. You know, guys that I thought were like really like great. You know, and that kind of broke me too. So when I got the opportunity to I've always been a fighter though. Like, you know,
I remember this Tavika High
I've always been a fighter, you know.
Knows the legends.
Yes, that's what I've always done was fight. So when I got the opportunity, when the guy brought it to me, I just took it around with it. I got my ass whooped the first day of practice, and I'm like, ooh, this is what the fuck I love to do. I embraced it, you know what I mean? Like, I got my ass whooped, slammed on my neck, beat up, punched, elbow, everything. Went home crying, 18 years old. And I was considered a, street dude. You know, I'm tough. You know, I can beat anybody up. A little white boy, whoop my ass, man. Humble me ever since that day. 18 years old. I think it was like April, like 20th, bro. Humbled the shit out of me. And I never been like you're right, bro. It broke me, but it built me up at the same time. You know what I mean?
Now, with that being said, like how you hinted on, you always been a fighter. You always had that kind of tough dude mentality. I went to, for those that you don't know, I went to school, had the pleasure of going to school with the great, the mama's boy. It was Doobie to me.
Still Doobie.
But no, man, talk about, because you always had that sort of, goofy, fun-loving, humble mentality about you too. Like when you say, people knew like we ain't fucking with
right.
But you always had that kind of welcoming attitude and humbling attitude. Like where do you think that's come from? There's a certain individual in your family that
my Uncle Dorney, he was he wrestled, he did kickboxing, he was the neighborhood tough guy, not bully, the neighborhood tough guy. Mm-hmm. And that was the only male figure in my life, growing up. And he was the same way. He didn't do the sagging, he didn't gangbang, he didn't do none of that. His pants was on his waist. He worked every day. He didn't sell no dope. But nobody, we all from one dot. Nobody wanted to mess with him. He used to always tell me a tough guy is going to either be dead or in prison. A tough black man is either going to be dead or in prison. You know what I mean? And so I kind of always took that. I just took that in, and I started, do research on certain things. And so I got that loving side, of course, from my mom, the mama's boy. Raised around women, you feel me? My grandma, I raised around 5 women, you feel me? But my Uncle Dorney really put that into my head, you got to be tough when you need to be tough. But don't go out in this world every day thinking that's all you got to be is tough. It's draining, you know what I mean? It's really draining. So that's kind of where I got it from, man. I just don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you, Right. But if you do, you're going to feel the wrath, you know what I mean? So I just always had a mentality.
I like what you said there, where you was like, tough guy, but not a bully.
Right.
That's important.
I think that explains it very well what you
Yes,
was.
sir.
You had that tough mentality to you, but you wasn't out here
bullying
trying to force your will on
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we beat up the bullies, you know what I mean?
You was a protector.
We beat up the bullies.
I respected you for that, though.
Yeah.
Sure.
I remember I might have been a freshman. I was at the peak. So you might have been like a junior. I know it was like your senior year or whatever. So I remember just fucking with you in the hallway and stuff like that. That's how I knew him. But I just knew him as like somebody who had hands that motherfuckers was scared of. So I remember we was playing around in the hallway, like kind of like shadow box a little bit playing. Right. I remember one time, I'll never forget it, bro. He just barely tapped me, damn near broke my pinky. I was like, yo. I was like, yeah.
I used to break this and beat people up. You know what I mean? I used to break dance and beat people up.
Yeah.
I learned at Central Park. We was hooping. You know those. Man, I miss those sessions. By the way,
love 'em.
I ain't never seen you at no session.
Love 'em.
That's one thing.
My stopping ground was Oakland.
Oakland,
You gotta
okay.
Find me at Oakland. I went to Central Park maybe every blue moon.
Yeah.
Between Central and Hillcrest.
Yeah, I was Oakland. That was
Central
my
Park
stopping
home, man.
Yeah, somebody told me though, like, cause my thing was, I just played defense. I'm 5'9", and I got small hands, so I just played defense and I talk shit. The only thing I did is I don't know who it was, but somebody warned me before we went to the gym. Like, talk shit to anybody, do your thing to anybody except him. I was like, I kind of questioned at first, and they was like, and this was around the time I think you did break somebody's arm on some channel. I think it was like Spike TV or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was like, he just broke somebody's
Broke his
arm
arm,
on Spike
yeah.
TV. And I was like, all right, enough said. You know what I'm saying?
Say no more.
I don't want to guard him no more. 'Cause that's all I was good for.
As you was fighting, or as you been fighting, when did like, because for us, like, yeah, you got it, you doing your thing, you
Right,
fighting
right.
on ESPN, all of that. So like when for you did it become like real? Like, yo, I'm really making moves and fighting because you ain't just
I feel like
amateur.
I feel like I never got to that point though, because every time after I fight, I'll have 4 days of interviews for photographs, really those two things, and just like the phone interviews, like ESPN did interviews with them, stuff like that. But after those 4 days, it was right back to my kids. Like, I don't go to clubs, I don't do none of that. I sit at home and I drink my stuff he be talking about, and I sit back and chill. I play basketball with my sons, my daughters, and we just go out and we just have fun. So to this day, it still never really hit me. But then I'll go back to YouTube and be like, damn, I was on motherfucking ESPN.
Yeah.
And so honestly, yeah. So now I look at it,
Yeah, 'cause
but it really never like hit me.
that's
you know
dope.
what I mean? Yeah.
Because we all, shit, that's, we all grew up watching sports, so we grew up watching ESPN.
Right,
so
right.
Everybody at some point, I don't care who you are, has dreamed on being on
Facts.
Has dreamed to
You
be
did
on
sports,
ESPN
yeah.
doing
I was
something.
gonna ask you about that. How'd that feel? The first time it was like, it's something
Beautiful.
that he was on ESPN.
Because my granddaddy, he died. I lost my fight. The best I've ever felt. It was last year. I fought October 5th, and my granddaddy died. And my granddaddy is also the guy that raised me, since birth, and it's my mom's dad. And he died the day before my fight last year, October 4th.
hear that.
And he used to always tell me, he didn't say much. He was like, grandson, you're going to be on ESPN one day. And I never believed him. Never believed him. And I was like, okay, whatever. We used to watch Tyson, Ali, the old boxing and all that stuff. We used to watch all of that. And then, when I started doing MMA, we watched the MMA fights or whatever. He used to always tell me, you're going to be on ESPN one day. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, Pop, yeah. And then he died. And then he died in October. And then that March, I believe, they announced that we was fighting on ESPN. I just looked up. I ain't a religious person. I just looked up, was like, I see you working. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It felt good, man. It felt good. Yeah.
How did them opportunities come about?
My manager, Brian Butler, he from Virginia. I was like 310, bro. I was, I got my own small little lawn care business. I was just cutting grass. I was fat. I was out of shape. You make a little money cutting grass. He like, want to make $1 million? I was like, shit. Cause I was supposed to go to the UFC to do the, not the Ultimate Fighter show. I was supposed to do the heavyweight season of that.
Oh man,
Right.
Yeah.
But if I would have lost my first fight, I probably would never got the opportunity again. And he told me if I would have lost last 2018, lost in 2019, I'm still young. I still got time to get it together and still possibly be able to go to the UFC. So that's why we chose the PFL. So instead of going to try out for the UFC, and he had connections within, in there. And so instead of doing that, we just did the PFL so I can, pay off debts and then everything just started blowing up from there. So that's how we got that opportunity.
Okay.
My manager hooked me up with that one.
Oh yeah, that's dope. You definitely have a lot more influence than you probably even think. I think everybody has a lot more influence than they believe. Right. So what's it mean to you to like know that where you're from and you go to you're on a platform like that? What's it mean to you?
I just feel like just being able to represent, not first and foremost where I'm from, but like my mom and them, you know what I mean? Like I don't post certain things, or I don't argue with people. I don't call women bitches, and you know what I mean? I don't do stuff like that, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm perfect, but that is the first form I feel like of making my family look bad. Yeah. And if I'm repping Topeka, I'm repping Kansas City, you know what I mean? And then I'm doing that type of stuff and I'm cussing people out and doing that. That don't represent y'all well, you know? Mm-hmm. So I got to be on my Q's and toes. Like I said, I don't really do much. So everything I do, I try to do to represent, you know, the town, right? You know, where I'm from. And just to be that influence to people, that's everything. Because we didn't have that influence growing up. I didn't have that influence. I didn't have nobody telling me to go, like I was explaining to him, I didn't have nobody telling me to go cut grass when I was a kid. That's $1 million business. Oh, yeah. I didn't have nobody telling me you can go make $100,000 cutting hair. You know, I didn't have nobody telling me you can make $1 million starting your own moving company. You know what I mean? So we didn't have those role models. Mm-hmm. So now that I'm learning that type of knowledge, I can go get that back. So it's important that I go give that knowledge to the youngest coming up behind me and being that, you know, that role model for them.
That's dope. Yeah. That's something I touched on Facebook, and I got some flack for that shit. About how the high school system really, my whole point was high school doesn't really teach us how to survive in this world. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? It kind of, yeah. Mm-mm. So I was like, when I said that, it kind of rubbed people the wrong way. I was like, we should probably not celebrate just graduating high school as much as we do.
We don't know shit.
You know what I mean? And it's just like something like that. I always think of like there has to be some type of structure, you know, in the community level that we start teaching things that you need to really survive. Because
right.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all grew up hearing about money for real, like how to break down and have budgets and do anything, taxes, anything. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Sell dope, go play some basketball.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think that's the important part of having like influence on it, like from doing what you do.
Yes, sir.
And take it, and then you just open up because people are going to look to you. Mm-hmm. They're not going to look at somebody on Facebook saying like, I got financial advice for you. They're just going to, you know, they'll be like, hey, I ain't trying to hear it. But if somebody who looks like them, and acts like them, and you know does stuff like they do, it makes it. They definitely hear you out.
Right.
It's so important. That's why I like that aren't you coaching now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I know you said you was opening up a gym too, like, and I mean, like you said, you coaching and stuff now. So like, are you gonna be helping? Well, clearly, but like, the good thing with you being in the position that you in is that you can help certain fighters get through certain places.
Right.
Because now you got connections. You've been in the PFL. You, like you said, your manager has connections with UFC and stuff like that. So as you take on fighters and stuff like that, y'all can get them through certain spots. Like, you plan on like signing some of those fighters and doing that yourself?
Yeah, no, for sure. I plan on being a manager one day. I already got about 4 fighters that I get amateur fights for. One of my guys, Zach Scrogan, he's 6-0 right now, and amateur champion for the Shamrock, where I fought before I went to PFL. And so yeah, that's for sure the future for me. Yeah. That's to lead them down the right way. You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot of shitty managers. You know, I had people trying to take 20% from me. Because in MMA, like how like boxing and MMA works, like I can have a manager. You know, I got to pay him 10%. And whoever my coach is, I got to pay him 10%. You know what I mean? So if you got a manager trying to get 20% out of you, he trying to fuck you. You know, that's no good. You know, he need to get kicked. But a lot of people don't know that though.
But my bad.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Does it help you if that manager may have certain connections? Like,
no,
okay.
No. Nobody should be getting 20%. No manager should be getting 20% unless he bringing in some bazillions. You feel me?
Okay.
Like even like everybody, you know, who Conor McGregor is, John Jones, those guys, their managers still only getting 10%. They making millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Their coaches is getting 10%. They're making millions of dollars. So what's the difference? You know, 10%. Okay. That's standard. That's what y'all gonna get, unless that manager brings something to the table so cold where I'm like, man, you deserve 20%. But, you know, you ain't trying to give all that money up, you know what I mean?
But see, that's why I know a lot of fighters who coming up, that's why I know that they thankful for somebody like you.
Yeah.
Because you might have took them you know, them bumps that somebody else may not have to. Because as you start coaching and being a manager, you're going to let them know, like, nah, this is how it goes. Like, but if we didn't have you, what we have to know that?
They don't know, that's what I'm saying, being that role model. And just giving that information out, just really sinking that information into the people's heads. I walked away from a $20,000 check, true story, back in 2014, I think. I was in Philly. and the guy he wanted to sign me, but he wanted 20%. But I was already signed with Bellator. So that's like, in other words, if I'm already signed with Bellator, you want to manage me, okay, you can manage me. But you don't get no money from my Bellator contract because that contract is already set in stone. So you can't come and get a 10% of this because I got this myself. My mother and I got this contract for me, you know what I mean? So you can't come and say you want to be my manager and then trying to sneak 10% from my Bellator contract, which you had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
The only thing you get 10% from is the sponsors you get me.
Okay.
If you had Amsterdam sponsor me, you get 10% of that. If you had such and such sponsor me, you get 10% of that. But you don't get nothing. And he handed me a $20,000 check. And when I tell you I had like $10 in my pocket, one of the guys who was helping me, the guy I was staying with in Philly, he was feeding me, he was buying me clothes, just really showing me love or whatever. And I'm staying out of this. That's what he told me. He could have been like, oh yeah, that's a good, because they was friends. That's a good idea. You should do that. You do what you want to do. You're your own man. And I'm just like, damn, because altogether the contract, if I would have fought for the belt and everything, the contract was like $400,000, $500,000 altogether. But it was like 5 or 6 fights. You know what I mean? From 24-year-old at that time, I need that. Coming from where I'm from, I need that. You know what I mean? But he slid it though, and I'm just like, we was at a coffee shop. I'll never forget it. And we was drinking a coffee, and I'm just kind of like, I was like, nah, because you got to put in that extra work to get that extra 20%. And I felt like he thought I was just some young dumb black kid. You know what I mean? And that he thought he can come in with this check and just finesse me. I needed that money, but it wasn't worth. And I think the contract was like 4 years, 5 years. Oh, okay. You don't want to get locked in or something like that. So yeah, all those experiences, man, is gonna help me just raise the people up behind me and make sure that they're good. 10%. I don't care if I come to you and like, look, Kelvin, Tiller, I know I'm your daddy, but I need 20%. Nah, Pops, you said 10 in that interview, remember?
10 is the standard.
Right, 10 is the standard. So.
But you know what though? That says a lot about your character, bro. Because that's hard to turn down, that type of money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially when, like you said, like it's 20 right here, but you're saying it could be 400. So at 24, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Might
would have took it.
But that's how like certain athletes, depending on your sport, rappers, that's how you get in them bad deals because it's like when you broke, like you said, you might have had 10 on you. So it's like, how you turn down 400? Like, you know what I mean? In the long run.
$10.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the respectful thing, respectable thing, because it's like you believed in yourself, like you know what I mean. It was like fuck it, like I got $10 on me, but I already know I'm gonna be good regardless.
Ain't nobody controlling you like that either.
And the person that you were staying with is dope with them because sometimes people push you like that's dope with them because they like.
When I tell you, they was partners, they was friends. You know what I mean? Yeah. He found the fighters, he signed them. He said, I ain't gonna worry, man. That's none of my business. You let me know what you want to do. And I told him I didn't sign that. He was like, all right, And I still going 3-0 with Bellator, and it was just all love. But yeah, man, that is huge.
Because I'm pretty sure you've been around like all over here.
Yeah.
As far as states and stuff goes, what's the best place that you've been that fighting has took you? Like you wouldn't have seen without fighting.
What do you mean?
Like as far as like traveling to a different state or something like that. Like where have you been that you enjoyed? Philly. Okay.
Yeah. When I walked in, I was at home. When I walked in, it was pretty much a bunch of white guys, but they were cussing. You can tell they from someone from the hood, like Philly rough. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. North Philly, was in the hood. Yeah.
I ain't been to Philly, but I've been to Pennsylvania, so I've been to Pittsburgh and all of that. Yeah.
The gym was dead smack in the hood, man, and it felt at home as soon as I walked in, and we started rolling. They was all kicking my ass, submitting me and shit, and then he was like, I can tell by your style you're not going to be the best jiu-jitsu fighter, but you'll be able to stop the best jiu-jitsu fighters with your style. And he brought in 10 guys that kicked my ass every day for like 2 months, to the point where one of the first time I've ever been submitted from 2006, probably like, 5, 10 times from 2014 to now, I've been submitted like 10 times. Once in a fight, and then the rest in practice. Like that's how good it made me just off of those 2 months. So Philly gave me a real, and I think it was called Balance Studios. They gave me a real perspective of jiu-jitsu. And one of the boxing coaches we had down there was Bernard Hopkins. No. Yeah, Bernard Hopkins, one of his old coaches, and so they helped out a lot with that. And so yeah, they taught me a lot down there, man.
That's dope.
Talk about how complex the art of this fighting style is. Like, because a lot of people don't understand how mentally draining that has to be. Because not only do you have to react to things physically, you have to be mentally like ahead of somebody, basically.
Anybody can throw a punch. Everybody don't got a knockout punch. You feel me? And the best way that I can explain it to you from that question is, in the last 2 years, it was 800,000 black women, black girls missing from America. You feel me? And I try to tell them now that I try to tell them they need to get in the gym and work on jiu-jitsu, work on wrestling. It's not girly. It's not manly. It's not something that men do. But it's so powerful. One of the women that from Philadelphia, she was a black belt. She was like 140 pounds, 150 pounds. And at this time, like 220, 230. And she was so good at what she doing. Beautiful woman. I could not submit her. There was nothing I could absolutely do to her because she was so good at her craft. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, she was so good at her craft, there's nothing I can do. And that coming from a professional fighter. So what if an average Joe was trying to, hurt that woman? Or hurt that person, they won't stand a chance. They won't stand a chance. They're going to do enough to stay out of harm's way, to not actually be raped or taken, to where they can go run for help. Something like that.
No, that's
like real, it's real. Like, I try to explain to people when people come to the gym, these big football players. I'm like, I bench 500. I'm like, so.
Yeah.
And I pick them up over there, slam them on their head, and I just lay on them, and they be rolling and trying to get out, and I'm just like, jiu-jitsu is real, wrestling is real.
Yeah,
like exactly. I'm not asking. I don't recommend nobody to be a fighter. Let's get that out the way. Just train. You never know when you in a club and you walk in and you drink and you get bumped and somebody think you in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You walk into your car, somebody trying to rob you. I've been through all of that. So I think jiu-jitsu is the most beautiful form, the most beautiful art that we can learn to protect ourselves, And if you look at a lot of NBA players, a lot of rappers, a lot of actors, they're into jiu-jitsu because it's real life. You know what I mean? It ain't like I say, like a woman is not gonna be able to square up with a dude my size trying to hurt her and really probably hurt me, But she might be able to sneak through the holes and break a finger, or because jiu-jitsu, I can, it can break the fingers, the knee, everything. Anything you give up, even your hair. They teach triangle chokes when I'm grabbing hair. Everything, bro. You're dangerous everywhere, and that's the beautiful part about it, man. And it's everybody can't do this. Everybody don't got that power to knock somebody out. That's why I don't recommend boxing to everybody. I don't recommend kickboxing to everybody. I recommend jiu-jitsu. Because once you understand it, once you fall in love with it, and realize that, damn, I can really protect myself with this, then you might save your life one day, man.
You know what? We should suggest that to more women, though, for real. Like, start pushing that then. You know what I mean? Especially coming from a professional fighter saying that.
When he said that,
I didn't know where you were going with that at first, but I would like that, bro.
Right.
Like, for real, like.
13-year-old daughter.
My daughter be 11 next month. My oldest daughter be 11 next month, and she cold. That's what she do. She cold. She tough.
She cold. Yeah.
We gotta raise them to be
I
tough.
need to bring my daughter over there.
You know what it is, bro?
We just gonna meet a friend. Don't worry about it. Show up and have her.
And that's our problem with our girls. We want to love them and hold them and cherish them. But man, once they hit that, I'm gonna say 13 years old, and they want to go to their friends' houses. I don't want to get too deep into how fucked up. Yeah.
Yours got the discipline of the jiu-jitsu.
Right.
On that, but I'm at 13, and I'll be like,
it's hard,
man,
because you don't want to keep them locked down, but you don't want them to go out to the evil world that we really live in.
Prepared.
But shoot, we got to tell them. It's rough.
Yeah,
that's rough. I got a newborn, so I'm not even trying to think about that.
That's what you got to look for.
Well, by the time she's 5, you gonna be Kelvin. Look. Here you go.
Nah, for real.
Get it right.
Hey, for real, when I start having kids, I'm definitely bringing them to the gym, bro.
I talked
like,
to my girl about that. I said that she's gonna do some training. Like, I don't care. Like, if I have a boy, a girl, whatever, I want them to do training. Like, I want to do it myself too. Like, I fuck with the speed back at the gym right now.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But like,
he said light.
Hey,
beautiful.
The speed back's hard to learn. Like, it took me because like my brother and me they be in the boxing and stuff like that, and it took me like a month, bro, to get it down. But like, it's an art to it, bro.
It is.
Once
I
you
wanna
get your
take it to
pattern
another
down,
level though. I actually want to train, not fight though, because I think fighting is a lot to do with the mentality.
Yeah,
like,
for
don't
sure.
you think like fighters compared, like competitive fighters compared to somebody who just trains, it has everything to do with mentality.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
State of mind. Because I was gonna ask you, like, when you're about to fight, what is it like? What's going through your mind? Is it like kill or be killed, or is it just like
Nah, I think I'm trying to get to that mentality, and the reason why is because when I first started, I had that mentality, but I fell so in love with just the art of it. Like, damn, I don't got to be this crazy animal that they say I am. You know what I mean? But I can be smooth, I can be gentle, and I can still break some shit. You know. So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this fight in another run, and now I got to go be myself so I can go make this money and get out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, I'm sure we've all heard, oh, if somebody ever punched me, I'm going to black out and beat them up. It don't go that way.
not always.
Or ever. You might get some people that know how to throw some things, you know what I mean? But when you black out, you literally black out. So if you're in a fight and you black out, you don't know what's going on.
True.
Until it's over and you're like, oh shit, what happened? What I do? You got choked the fuck out by somebody that was training for 2 months. You know what I mean? Like,
you can kind of tell when like they start to black out when somebody takes a hard hit. Like Wilder in that last fight when he took the hit behind the neck or whatever.
Yeah.
You can kind of see that he's not here no more.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
It was kind of downhill from there. Yeah. You could definitely tell.
yeah, that jujitsu, it'll slow everything down. You control what you're doing. You want to
talk a little bit about a fight itself. I mean, he talked about your mindset going into the fight, but I know being definitely not on a professional level, but even on the college level when I was playing basketball, me myself, I kind of played many games within the game. Talking myself through plays or talking myself through something before it's happening. Is it like that at all in a fight, or is it pretty just like quick? Does it feel quick or is it slowed down?
Nah, hell no, that shit don't feel quick. Win or lose, it don't feel quick. Yes, I do talk to myself. I feel like that's how I calm myself down. You look at any of my fights, you're like, damn, this motherfucker calm. I'm always calm. But I do do those. Like if I'm on the ground, I will be talking to the guy because it keeps me calm. If I'm on my back, I'll talk to him. You know what I mean? If I'm on top punching him, I'm like resting, trying to get to a submission, I'm talking to him. It keeps me calm. But before the fight, I'll probably play like a million different scenarios in my head, how I'm going to win. And I try not to ever do the scenarios of losing. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I do talk to myself. People do that to hype themselves up. They smack themselves. No, I sit down and I talk to myself when I'm going out. Like I said, I just visualize. And then when it's that time, like that first round, it's like tunnel vision. It's just me and him. But when I'm sweaty, I'm like, okay, all right, we're in a fight. And then that second round kind of come out, and then I can hear the crowd and everybody going on. But yeah, man, that tunnel vision is real. I have to speak to myself, calm myself down, talk to myself, relax myself, so I'm able to go out to that point. And once you're in there, everything just flows.
Now,
Everything.
I want to know your take on this. I read this and I can't remember the book now. It's slipping my mind. But you know how, like, I'm sure, I don't know if all y'all have heard this playing sports and stuff like that. They say, like, it's like, say for 80% mental, 20% physical.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in that mentality? Like, it's way more of a mental game than it is a physical game when it comes to even MMA?
Mental. If you already talk about you can't do it, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Anything though, I feel basketball, football. If you go in there and like, damn, I can't do this. If you're in practice, like I can't do this. Like you already beating yourself up from that moment, from saying that on. You got to get in that mindset. I can do this shit.
Now see, that's always been my perspective because that's always, I've always been taught that coaches, just everything. It's more of a mental game than physical. Mm-hmm. Now in this book, they were saying it's actually better practice to teach yourself reverse. Because if you think about it, let's take free throws, for instance. Mm-hmm. Most coaches said, once you've done it enough, you should be able to close your eyes. That's no longer
just the flow, yeah.
mental. There's only a split second of the brain telling your muscles how to react and move. Uh-huh. So the rest of it is just your physical muscle memory.
So it's just second nature.
So this book was telling you really it's more so even balanced, if not more so on the physical side than your mental side.
Right.
Which, like I said, it's been tripping me out since I read
That's a good perspective.
Because I've always been taught the other way. It's way more mental than it is physical.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah.
That's a very good perspective.
But like I said, and it made sense because the person who gave me the book, he's a basketball coach, and he was saying that he was like, once he read it, then he used that example too.
Right.
The free throw and the muscle memory. Your mind's no longer really, you're not really telling yourself, bend your wrist, flex your wrist.
Right.
Every time you shoot, you don't think of it like that. Your muscles just eventually
just know.
Just go with the motion.
The brain just know. Yeah. That's a good perspective.
So it tripped me out too.
It was
heavy. I was like, damn, that's deep. I was like, I'm a brain out. I was thinking about it the last show, but I forgot. But now that you on, so.
That's a good perspective.
For like, getting yourself. Well, I don't know. Like all of us here, we love music. You like, what do you listen to get yourself going? Like to either calm you down or like get you in that mode, or do you even listen to music?
Sam Smith, Adele.
Oh, so that's I listen to R&B.
Music,
like that R&B that gets me.
I don't do that. I can't get that. All that gangster rap. I love it all.
But I would not have thought you would have said that though.
I swear to God.
That's dope though.
When I'm in a training camp, like ready for a big fight, everybody know, Kelvin's here. They play Adele or Sam Smith. They just started off with that. And then, on YouTube, everything from that type of music just keep playing.
So you just like being relaxed.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Like I say, everything we do is a flow.
I can see that.
We may look like animals out there, but it's just the flow of what we do. It's an art to everything, Like you say, your free throw, my jab, that's the art to me. I had to practice that since I was 10 to get that jab. You know what I mean? My overhand right, I had to practice that. That's just a flow to me. So it's not being, I don't want to go out there and just Mike Tyson was all techniques. So let's not use him. But Deontay Wilder, right? I like Deontay, but I don't think he's that great of a boxer. I think you put Tyson to a Wilder. I think Tyson kill him in a round.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, Mike Tyson would have definitely come out.
Yeah.
Wilder got that.
He got the
power, but you could tell his skills is not like he kind of maybe relied on that power too much.
I think he lacks the technical side of it.
That's what it is.
He's not,
but if he knew how to just
very technical.
But that's why I was surprised how the first fight went with him and Fury. Like what I mean? Like I thought Fury would have went ahead and closed that one out pretty easily too, like he did this one. But
my honest opinion, I don't know much about neither one of them to have a real perspective on them. Because I watch the little guys in boxing.
Yeah.
The Gervonta's, the Errol Spences, Terrence Crawford.
Shakur Stevens.
Oh, Shakur, yeah, he's.
I don't know much. He rode with Mayweather, right?
Yeah, no.
Light skinned dude, the dimples.
I think.
Maybe he just trained there before.
I don't know if I think maybe he trained with.
Maybe he just trained there before.
But
he's cold though, bro.
I just got hip to him. I seen his last fight on ESPN.
Who'd he fight?
I forgot.
See, look. If you don't know who he fought, he ain't fought nobody.
No.
And he is just up and coming. And they was making that point. They was making those points too. But the boy looks smooth.
Yeah.
He looks like one of them. You know
who Devin Haney is?
No.
One of Mayweather's guys.
Yeah.
Like 25-0. They trying to give him the fight that Mikey Garcia, a little guy, yeah.
But you know something too though, like that's more my thing. I'm more of a basketball, football guy, but I like the boxing. I'm just now really learning more about UFC and stuff. Like, I think most people are like casual fans, so it's like hard to really know a lot of them dudes' names. You know what I mean? So like, if we hear Gervonta Davis, I know more about Gervonta Davis, just about more of like how he is outside of boxing.
Right.
And then that makes me like when he got a fight or something, I try to peep into it, or you know what I mean, just because of his personality outside of that.
Right. But we wouldn't know who he was if it weren't for Mayweather.
That's a fact. I agree with that too.
So that's like you got to brand yourself pretty much, like you kind of talking earlier. Like I feel like that's super important. Then.
Super important.
Yeah, because man, boxing is impossible to keep up with. I feel like
that should get old.
They got like 100,000 belts. Like, for real, like you don't know who it is.
Oh man, it's hard for me to keep up boxing either. That's what I say. I don't know much about.
I didn't know who Tyson Fury was either.
Me either.
The first time I seen him was when he fought Wilder.
Yeah, and they was talking
about him. That's the first time I
ever seen him fight. I was like, whoa, who is this dude?
Like, he one of them dudes that walk in the gym. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm probably the guy, now that I think about it, that walks in the gym and they say this about me until I get in action.
Yeah.
That's what Fury is. When he walking in like,
I would whoop his ass.
But the thing with him, Fury is like, from like watching those couple fights with him, but then just hearing how they talk about him, he's very technically sound with the boxing.
You've seen it. You've seen it how he was putting.
But he's so big though, like Paul's like you.
Boxing clinic. He ran him to a clinic.
Man, speaking of influence, man, what do you have to say about what's going on in America right now? If you don't want to speak on it, you don't have to, but I know you're outspoken about it.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I just think as black people, man, I just feel like we just gotta police ourselves, man. I feel like we don't got that. When you look at, I feel like the average white person, if they in school, oh yeah, we got shotguns at the house. We got this, we go hunting, blah, blah, but an average black person from the hood don't know what the fuck they even talking about, And those people they preparing, I just feel like we need to prepare. I feel like we need to get to that point to where we need to quit doing this, filming, and start helping. George Floyd, if somebody would just went and just ran into the cop and fell on the cop, he might be alive today.
So do you, I'm glad you said that. And I don't mean to cut you off with that, because there was a lot of people asking that question. I don't like speaking on woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff.
Right.
But we're gonna speak on it right now.
Right now, yeah.
But so let's say you did do that.
Mm-hmm.
We all know crime when a person of color.
Yeah.
When we commit a crime, the system is all we looking at the most harshest penalties.
Right.
We getting stuff that's thrown at us that's crazy. So with that being said, you looking at a lot of charges for intervening with that person. So you're saving a life, right? You got kids, though. You've already made that obvious. So are you really, in that moment, putting your kids and all and the livelihood of them possibly on the back burner for somebody that you don't even know?
I think I would. We all can say what we would and what we wouldn't do. And I think if one person did it, one person risked their life, I feel like black people will wake up.
Yeah.
Instead of just recording, I'm talking about just bump the cop.
Okay.
It's probably 30 people out there. Can't catch everybody.
Yeah.
It's 4 cops. You're not going to catch everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like in that position, I feel like if I had an opportunity to do something, I feel like I would have, man. I feel like that's just who I am.
Right.
I didn't step in front of people with guns at gas stations. Like, bro, what's going on? Like I don't got kids. You feel me? Yeah. So I know for a fact if I seen, I have to say it, especially a black man down there, because I know the outcome. But I know what's about to happen. Right. I know it's about to be a riot if somebody gonna help this man. So I think that I would. I think I would put my life on the line.
And some people had, they looked at that, of course, like, damn, how
right.
You're not thinking about your kids.
Right.
So, there was obviously that back, kind of rebuttal from that. But I would like to think that, taking the heroic route definitely would leave.
Shit, throwing a rock from around a corner.
Yeah, anything. Bottle, your phone that you're recording.
Something.
Yeah. And not to cut you off, but I think now more than ever, I think if somebody intervened on some shit right now, say somebody just protected a civilian and they shot the cop. It's not crazy. Tupac shot at cops.
Right.
They shot the cop. I think people would stand up and back that person up like they kind of like the protesting for this right now. I think we have to protest for that too and get that person out on some self-defense shit. Cause
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
I feel you, but it would have to be the person who's getting the knee on the neck, or who, if a bystander shot a cop, they throwing you under the jail.
Nah, Tupac.
But that's what I'm saying. If that
because
happened,
Tupac shot 2 undercover cops.
Right,
that was posed. They was doing drugs and shit. Yeah,
there was a mother. I'm talking about if somebody was sitting there with the phone and all of a sudden you just seen the cop's head explode, who was on George Floyd's knee.
Right.
Man, they damn near would televise that person's execution.
Right.
And then it would be. See, this is what then it would come backlash on the black community.
But if it was on camera and it was like self-defense, and it was clearly self-defense and it was protecting somebody,
like on the
we're doing all this to get somebody like a cop extra charges and get him first-degree murder. I think we could do the exact same thing if somebody were to step up and make an example out of somebody. Because
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes somebody has to be made an example.
That's what it is.
We got more influence than we think.
Movie. Queen and Slim, I think it was.
Queen and Slim.
I just watched it.
It was the same kind of thing. That's if it was a scenario like that, I think that I think it would have to be, the protests and stuff like that would have to be just as loud, but I don't think they would, because you would have more black people afraid to voice their opinion in defense of somebody who just killed a cop or who committed murder, as opposed to somebody who had been murdered. And unfortunately, that's unfortunate.
We're afraid because we've been conditioned to be afraid.
Yeah.
That's why we're afraid. So I'm saying, we had that one person to stand up. A nation gonna stand up. I'm telling you.
Because you know what it takes. People are like, no disrespect to to everybody overall, but most people are followers. So it takes that one person to, like you said, we might get in a lot of trouble for it, but it might take one to bite the bullet.
So what's the outcome? And I don't mean to cut you off. What's the outcome from that?
You gonna be honest? I don't think the outcome's good for the first person that does it. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's never is.
No, it's gonna be bad.
But
that's
I think
sacrifice.
But I think
afterwards.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
Afterwards.
So then, so now you're saying followers. So now people are.
I think people will follow that trend. I don't want to encourage just killing cops, because I don't want to just encourage killing anybody, just unnecessarily. But the thing is, though, I think when it's at the point where people's feeling like, if a cop say you get pulled over, right, and the cop starts taking the situation from what he stopped you for, you almost at that point where you're like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
So you are gonna start having those people that's like, do I need to do this? Because I was thinking about this. I said this to somebody outside of here. I know everybody likes to focus on like, this black person got killed and they was unarmed. Mm-hmm. I respect everybody that's doing that, but one thing I don't like is setting a narrative that we ain't supposed to have guns, bro. It's not illegal to have guns.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that bothers me, because my thing is this though. Like Kansas, a lot of people, I don't know if they know this, is open carry.
Right.
It's not illegal for us to have guns. So if I leave out of here and the cop stops me, yes, I'm armed, bro.
Yeah, but what's it mean? I'm armed. I'm following the rules.
It still doesn't mean that I'm trying to hurt you. So
I wouldn't even tell them.
So
fuck that.
This is my opinion, man. I don't think that would be a better. I don't think that would have been a better scenario and would have played out better than what happened. And rest in peace, George Floyd. I'm sorry that it was his life. That was the end of it. But like I said the last video, I lost family members to this same shit.
Yeah.
So
what's your solution?
I just don't think that, and like he said, when he just said, I don't know. I'm at a point where what do we do? Because if you do that, man, like you said, you're gonna start a trend, and you're gonna fall, and you're gonna have people doing that, and they're just gonna start capping police officers, and then we got a whole other book that we just opened up.
See, I'm not talking about killing officers.
Yeah, for sure. We don't want
to. That was y'all saying. I'm talking about if a cop got his knee on his neck and I go bump the cop to save that man's life.
Well, yeah, I was talking about his self-defense scenario. That I think, if somebody does that, take your ticket, go to jail.
But it's not going.
But do we think it's going to be a ticket?
Throw me under the bus though.
Do we think it's going to be a ticket? Because that's this.
It's going to be just as bad as me probably killing a cop.
That's how they act.
That's what I thought he was talking about.
You bump a cop and then you kill a cop. I feel like they just
same shit.
Well, like I said, we've already that's established. You're going to get in trouble, but you already said you're willing to take that risk. Yeah, we don't know what all they do. Obviously, it would be some crazy, outrageous shit. I said that earlier. They're going. Especially if you black.
Right.
We know that. So, but what I'm saying is it takes life loss, unfortunately, to make a bigger impact. So, you got somebody sitting there, okay, this person ain't recording. He actually hit the cop in the head with a phone or went and tackled the cop or did something like that. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think is going to happen. You traded positions. Now you're dead.
Right.
I don't think that you're just going to get cuffed.
Right.
Because people did a lot less than you actually physically assaulting the cop to stop him from.
But think about every scenario. Think about most scenarios. I'm not talking about Trayvon Martin, he was by himself. I'm not talking about Philando. He was just the cop and the the guy and the girlfriend, right? And the kid. So we can't talk about that. But think about a lot of the other ones that we see, where everybody got their cameras out and he still get popped. I mean, if we rush somebody, if 20, 30 people is rushing that cop that's filming, we're going to get away.
We need one cameraman. We don't need 8 angles. We need one cameraman. Other people doing some other shit about it.
People know, and we do need some angles.
We need one angle. That's it.
What would you do if somebody was on your pops?
But listen,
your kid?
Because for my people,
that's my people. That's why.
But we talk about right in front of us, though.
But that's why that question is so it's hard, because this is a person that you've never met. You've never met this person a day in your life. Now, if it's a person, if it was Drew or you or I'm riding for y'all because and I know that just is what it is.
Right.
Like I don't know that person.
I feel like I gotta risk it.
That's why that question.
I gotta risk it.
Yeah. You wanna know something too though? That I think that's the problem that we have in the country right now, is that it's so much stuff going on. It's a lot of different answers and solutions to this shit, but it's like hard for everybody to agree on it because it's so many.
We need to give the cops something to fear.
But you want to know something too, though? Every situation.
Hold on. I'm sorry. We need to give the cops something to fear.
That's it.
Because if
accountability,
if a cop pull him over and say 3 or 4 cops just got popped because some shit just popped off, right? That cop needs to be scared. Like, okay, if I kill this man, wrongfully kill this man, some shit for real might not happen to me. You know what I mean? These cops is going to jail. They're not even going to jail. They're getting paid leave. They still getting paid.
They're getting pension.
Facts.
Murderers getting pension.
And then you see
where are they doing?
You see the dude that killed George Floyd in front of his house. They had like 100 cops out there protecting him. That's what it is. But I feel like we need to start holding them accountable. He heard us. We heard them.
If the justice system doesn't do something about it, then I feel like we have to make the
right.
There's no other fucking way. That's what the riot, like all these riots and all this shit.
Because the riot ain't doing shit.
Huh?
I don't think they're doing shit.
Yeah, but at the same time, it does get the attention. But I don't know if it's going to change anything in the long term. But it does get some attention.
Look, Nipsey said this in a video way before Nipsey was even Nipsey. The big difference is that's millions and millions and millions of dollars being pumped into an institution, guns,
the biggest things,
everything. We don't got that. We're a community taught to take what's yours and keep it to yourself. And like we was talking about earlier, we don't even have role models to look up to. We're not a community that's now we're coming together for some protests. Don't get me wrong. And I think that was the best thing that we could have reacted with, and I think that it caused what we needed it to. But like you were saying, accountability. It starts from we gotta figure out how to get inside the system. Because we can't fight it. We can't fight it. And like you were saying, if we don't get it from the justice system, killing these cops ain't the answer, man, because that's only going to open up a door
I don't know,
have
man.
an excuse to start killing us.
I don't want to be on camera saying that.
Not to get too deep, though, but like, listen, all this is the system redesign. Like, this shit started off from slavery. It turned into civil rights. It turned into the war on drugs.
Mass
and then it
incarceration.
turned into mass incarceration. And right now, all we have to do is fight this fucking system, because even if they redesign it on us, like we know what they gonna fucking do, we have to do something about this system. Because what we gonna do? Just sit back and be like,
we're on a monopoly board.
But you wanna know something too?
Wait, just go ahead and keep.
I mean, you got to fight it within the system. It's got to be changed within the system, and it's got to be the people who have the power to change it. They have to be people that's on our side of the fence, or at least some of them. But like I'm telling you, that you can't go to battle with them. You can't go to battle with them.
Now, see, this is something that I wanted to know, because I was thinking about this too. But
are you willing to go to battle with them?
I am.
Question.
But maybe everybody's not.
We can buy everything they got.
But what if everybody's not?
We can get that.
We can get it.
But what we don't have is the money and the unity that they have.
How much can they hold?
We
they ain't
do
no
got the money though.
No, but see, do is get an AR.
We do got the money.
No,
but
but
see,
see,
around strapped.
hold on,
up, bro,
see,
everybody strapped.
Go
up.
ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off 4 times.
No, you straight, bro. You straight. But see,
Okay,
here's my thing, because this is a good topic. But here's my thing with because I see people donating the money and stuff like that, and this is no disrespect to any organization. Maybe I'm just not educated or been taught to know the knowledge on where the money's going and stuff. But I see all these different athletes and leagues and stuff, and they say we're pledging $250 million over such and such amount of years for this, right? And it's like, okay, that's dope.
Right.
Where's that money going? Now, maybe because I'm not in those rooms, maybe they're like, what does he need to know where the money's going? But the thing is, it's like when people's putting up all this money, what the fuck is putting up all that money even doing? Because if you're not putting it in the places that matter,
right,
like you got to understand,
it don't matter.
Like you can give. Like I see sometimes to the NAACP, they'll give like $100 million. I've seen Michael Jordan and them do that stuff like that, and I respect it that they're trying. But it's like when you're giving it to them organizations, like what is that doing for people in inner cities who's dealing with cops? Because those people aren't coming to the inner cities. We don't even know who they are.
I feel you.
So it's like sometimes the money's not the issue. It's the engagements. You know what I mean? That's what I believe, I feel like, I don't know, because I was thinking about this, me and my brother was talking about this, and it's like, even if they have more events and stuff like that, like let's say in Topeka, let's say downtown, we roped everything off, had big block parties, all the people was there, obviously there would be police there. It'd be like, those type of events would let us know who cops is, they would know who we are, things like that.
I've always said that.
But the thing is though, with a lot of people, how do you get people comfortable with being around cops? You get what I'm saying? Because it's one of those things where it's like, let's be honest. If let's say somebody like you have a voice, bro. So if the chief of police or anybody reached out to talk to you, right? You're an athlete. You wouldn't look crazy for being at lunch with police, talking to them about what you can do for the community, right? But let's say that you're in the streets.
They don't want to see that.
If you're at lunch with the cop, how does that look? You know what I mean? So we got to get to the point where.
But that's not eliminating the actual problem at hand, because the cops have done that, man. They can come and put a face on and stand side by side with you and do that, shake your hand at a community event. But when it's action time, they gonna go back to what's real at heart. You know what I mean?
That's why I think that we can't have them in uniform. Come as you are. Come as the person. We don't need you coming as a cop.
It don't matter what you do. It don't matter if I know Drew. If I'm this way, I'm this way.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they killing people because
we're gonna always be thugs. When we got this color scheme, we're gonna always be thugs.
Right. And so the simple fix to me, it starts at accountability to what they do.
But what is accountability though? Okay, go ahead.
If you kill Drew, you're going to jail for life.
Right.
If they kill Drew, they get pension and
but it's ran by a corrupt system.
Yeah.
It's ran.
Well,
that's where it fixes. I'm saying when we got off,
can't fix that.
When we got off onto all the let's load up and do all this
we're gonna start a revolution.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Drew X.
And it might come to that whether I like it or not.
I think everybody should be armed at the end of this year. Everybody should be armed by the end of this year.
And my people were saying that too the other day, and I agree with that. If we're open carry, you're not a felon and you can carry, you should have a couple of them.
And be trained. And be trained. Let's put that out there too.
People and trained. That's why I try to explain to people too. It's just like shooting a gun. It's just like you say your free throws. That motherfucker got to be. You know what I mean?
Draw.
Not like this.
Exactly.
Not like this.
I tell my cousin, he know who he is all the time. You got all these pieces, but I'll never see you shoot them. Like, we got to get some practice.
Right.
I can't have you.
It's different. People don't understand how bad that kickback is on a pistol. Oh yeah, wow, shit. You know, you have to train, right? But you know, our Nerf guns. So I'll be dumping with the Nerf gun. You feel me?
You know what I think helps too, though. To be honest, more conversations like this, because that's another thing too that I think everybody has to understand too. With black people, like, we're not just a one to where like one person speaks for all, so they'll get like a celebrity and think he talks for everybody. No. Everybody has their own experiences and have their own ways of thinking, so it's like it's hard to get everybody on the same page. But the more times we do these type of conversations, it makes people more comfortable with having them. And you know what I mean? Like, people are more aware. Like, I think just around the world, that's the thing I like the most about everything, is that people are more aware of what's going on. Because like now you can't turn a blind eye to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that it starts there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been seeing on the internet where like a lot of kids been fighting their parents and grandparents, and I think that shit is crazy. But it's like they're starting in their families. Like, if somebody might be, you know, you're not black or something like that, and then you standing there for like, no, I have, like, these are my people too. Like, you know what I mean? And they standing up against their family, so it's like it's starting in them. Like, for real, for like people our age and older, it's kind of hard there. We might not be around for the change. Yeah. But like everybody who got kids, like, can make it better for them to where they don't.
I really don't know if we. I think we'll be around for the change, for real. Like, I don't know where we go from here. Like, I feel like if people shut up and back down, they ain't never gonna take us serious again. I think that we have to just keep.
But that's social media, though.
Yeah.
Social media controls everything. Mm-hmm. So that's another big thing that people need to start buying our own social media outlets with the.
I just seen them.
Because look, we're going to look at everything that the social media posts. George Floyd died. Oh man, they're rioting. Oh man, Donald Trump did some dumb shit. Oh man, 7 black men just been hung and they wrote suicides. And so now you don't see too many George Floyd posts. The media, the white people's controlling all of that, man. You know, so we need to control our own. So when it's something that all black, if Jay-Z had What he got up? What is it? Title.
Yeah.
If he put up the news, Title News. All black people's gonna go to that.
Or title book.
You feel me? Something. Yeah.
I made that status the other day. I don't know if y'all tapped in on, but I was saying like all these people are trying to come at these corporations and holding them accountable. What side you on?
Right.
If you choose that side, I ain't drinking Pepsi no more.
Right.
But yeah, here we are feeding Facebook, feeding Instagram,
and we still fighting each other.
I think we would have to though. I think we would have to feed those at the same time as we create those. We have to create those accounts, but you can't.
He said,
but you can't expect.
If the celebrities come out and they all jump on board and they're like, "I'm done with Facebook. I'm going."
But they're not.
But you'll be talking to you'll be talking to your peers.
You know,
the only reason
we get a band of celebrities.
No, I'm saying we need to figure out how to come up with money for us.
Well, yeah,
everything takes time. Facebook took 10 years.
15 years. Facebook came out in
why can't we?
2005.
Why can't we put money into a situation to our own thing, our own cast, and then we start tagging these people in that shit?
You know what it is?
It's gonna take time.
You know what it is? I'm gonna keep it honest with you. It starts off with making the shit cool. I know that is the most simplest part of it.
Making what cool?
Like say we do the social media thing and it's black owned and stuff. Making it cool.
Right.
That's the thing is like the kids is who matter, bro. Like as we start to get older, we don't matter as much as the youth because they push what's cool. Like the TikTok thing. I'm not into TikTok. Don't have it downloaded, but I'm pretty sure whoever has TikTok, whoever came up with that, made them billionaires. But bro, they billionaires.
One viral TikTok.
But see,
he's hilarious.
But see,
he is hilarious.
that's the thing. Like the kids is what's making. Like I've seen so many kids making dope videos, whether it may be younger kids or through high school, college, or around our age and stuff like that. Like once we make it cool, everybody will start migrating to it, and then that's when like we can start putting that information under to make things more aware and to just be black, to be more black owned, minority owned. The more we do that, we'll start seeing the effects of things because money's really what causes. I think money depends on what situation it is. Money can make the change because I guess more people will start
because money control everything.
Yeah,
money is power. Power is money.
And just turn the corner real quick, man, before we get up out of here. What y'all think about they say there's a second wave coming of the coronavirus. How y'all been adjust? Because we didn't talk about it in the first episode. How y'all been adjusting to life with the corona?
I just been sitting back chilling. Like I said, I still go out and do my own thing. I still go work. I still go do my jobs, man. And really ain't much change for me. Got to spend a lot of time with the kiddos, man. Just sit back, chill.
I got a raise, so
hey,
shit happened to me. Ain't shit changed with the coronavirus to me.
But I don't want to get too deep on the corona. But they control it once again. You know what I mean? Mm. How you gonna tell us something is coming for a second wave? But y'all open up the world's back open. But it's a second wave. Why don't you keep everything shut down? Motherfuckers are losing money.
It's the money, bro.
Motherfuckers
that's
losing
all
money.
It is. That if you ain't putting no money to the economy,
that's the only reason why.
Yeah, money is everything.
But
I think it's the testing though. That's one thing that when the numbers start spiking up, I think everybody has to know that we're testing more people.
Have you heard anything about it?
Yeah, they say the numbers the last couple of days, the numbers have been going up.
They said 4,000 in Texas in one day.
Yeah. But you want to know something too, though? The thing is, it's like you said, with the testing, we're testing more, so the numbers are going to be higher. But a lot of people is able to live with it and still be productive. And you know what I mean? It's not affect certain people's bodies. It doesn't affect the same way as it does everyone else.
Plenty of people our age and people under our age. Yeah. The young kids, the kids, they ain't even catching this shit.
Right.
They are, but they're just
it doesn't affect their bodies the way it does.
But it's not about them catching it.
They're not testing them though.
I got RN friends?
No.
I got 4 RN friends from different hospitals from Topeka to Kansas City, Missouri.
I got it.
No, they're not even testing people. Mm-hmm. When everything was going crazy, when the whole world was going crazy, they was turning down hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Very select few they would test.
But
they pick and choose with that stuff too.
Yeah.
They was also marketing it as if you had a symptom of coronavirus and you died from it, you automatically had the coronavirus.
Right.
You didn't have to test positive.
Right.
Yeah.
But see,
it wasn't going back and testing a lot of people.
It's a big.
It's a build-up for the vaccine, man.
I'm not gonna lie to you, though,
It's a build-up
bro.
for the vaccine, man.
Ain't nothing happened to me. Thank you, God. It's a blessing. Nothing has happened to my media circle. I pray for them every day with this shit going on. But yeah, I'm over it, man. I'm over the shit. I'm over.
You ready to get back to the
Someone
world?
like me,
Yeah, I'm done with it.
I can't lie to you though. For someone like me, when they first started talking about it, I drive trucks, so when they first started going crazy, I'm in Iowa, and like I'm just hearing what's going on. You know, everybody's going to go buy up all the toilet paper. They buying up all the food. Now my thing is this: I'm in Iowa because I'm working out of state. I'm living in the hotel at the time. But the shit that was fucking me up is like I'm hearing about how crazy everything is going all around the world. Now, what I'm doing, I'm delivering groceries to these stores that's filling up. But the thing that's fucked up is I can't buy groceries, bro. I'm in a hotel. Where are these groceries gonna go?
Right.
So I'm thinking like this: like everybody's going out being selfish, and they buying up all the toilet paper, buying up all the food, because like some of the shit people was buying, you're not gonna be able to use all that shit. But when you think about it, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of like, bro, I'm gonna be fucked up if this shit go really left. So, no, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like for me, I'm the type of person I live life more to the point to where it's like, if it go completely left, there ain't nothing I can do. So I'm gonna just keep doing what I do every day.
People are gonna be
But
fucked if this shit goes
but
left.
no, but the thing is, what I was thankful for though, like, cause like the essential workers, like you
It's
know,
all gonna
like,
hit the poor people.
but like people
People need to
who
understand. I'm gonna hit the poor people.
like you know people who work fast food and people like that.
Don't let that shit hit me.
I'm gonna tell you, bro, you don't realize how, like, at least I can't speak for all y'all, but for someone like me, you don't really think about how important fast food workers is and all of that shit, bro. Them is the most important people.
Fast food?
Yes,
Man,
bro.
they
No,
serve poison, bro. They serve
Right,
about to-
hold on.
no.
I knew you.
I get it.
No, but I'm about to explain. I'm about to explain.
Hold on.
I be cooking.
I'm gonna break it down to you. Okay, so listen, everything in the country gets here on trucks as far as businesses, right? I drive trucks.
Yeah.
If I'm driving trucks and I'm living in a hotel, because I don't sleep in the truck, I live in hotels.
Right.
There's nowhere for me to eat besides you. I have to eat at these spots.
That is true.
If they don't have these places open, y'all can all eat. But the people who's delivering everything to all these stores for everybody to go to, they fucked up. So them motherfuckers is important. Like,
See,
you know what I mean?
my mind just rambles though. It goes on past that. It was like shit. You gonna take away all the good food, give us the shitty food. That's how I think about
it's
it.
shitty, but it's like for someone like me, like when you driving, let's say you driving at 3-4 in the morning and you're in fucking
No, I get
you're
what
in
you're
Minneapolis, right? And the only thing is like when you go to truck stops,
Yeah.
only thing that be attached to them shits is like
McDonald's and
Hardee's, Subway, and McDonald's, right?
You know, I drive a lot.
So
nigga.
you feel me? But so the thing is, like, if they close down the McDonald's and this workers and these people not working and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, y'all need to eat to go get y'all steaks and y'all organics and all of that
No, I
shit.
feel what you said.
McDonald's, bro.
My
Y'all see
thing,
apocalypse movies,
But
what
it's
they
not
do,
good for
they
you.
rip open the little package. And
I
they
just
got the
always, I
dry-
just think it's a bigger agenda. I think somebody posted up a picture today, and it was saying everything that we was going through. It was like January, whatever, then February, then the COVID, blah 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 blah. Then it was June. June said something, and then it had the rest of the year, and it had something that was bad was gonna happen. Then like September was like aliens. I'm like, I finally get to see a fucking alien. You know what I mean? And then
I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that, bro.
Hey, this is one of my takes.
at all.
I say the only time, because racism is going to live forever, man. I
Facts.
think it's never going to go nowhere. We just have to make sure that racist people are not in control. I think the only thing that could kill racism is a motherfucking alien.
But
You
know
see
what,
an alien that comes down and says, "Hey, all y'all are little. We about to come take over the world." Every single motherfucker. I don't care who you are, bro. You come. We gotta join together,
You know what's
yo.
gonna happen
But
then?
you know what, though?
Fight them green. Push us in the front, like y'all niggas go first.
But you know
We
the thing
stronger,
is,
we
Yeah.
faster.
Y'all go fight.
Yeah,
them
we
first.
stronger
They
and
just be
faster.
smart at that point.
Nah,
We-
fuck that.
Nigga, nah,
I'm like,
they
psych.
But they using us nigga like they always have.
White people.
Nigga,
You got a
get your ass
gun?
out there,
You
nigga.
got a gun? You got a gun? I'm dumping.
Okay, I was gonna say that because like you a professional fighter, right?
Right.
But can you whoop an alien?
Yeah.
That's the thing. We don't know. Listen. We don't know if they got.
what an alien look like.
We don't know what he'll do.
We don't know what an alien look like.
That's true.
Snap his fingers and turn you to dust.
Man, okay. Don't scare me now.
That's my-
Fight that, mama's boy.
My thing is like, what if they coming down to help us and shit like that? We thinking they're the enemy, so we trying to fight them. They fucking us.
My thing
I hope,
is,
bro.
bro, they've been talking about aliens since, what's that president's name?
Y'all niggas is struggling, man. Come on, let us show y'all how to really do this shit.
I'm trying to think of the president's
This
name.
civilization shit.
Bro, y'all need to watch a documentary. It's called Unacknowledged
Unacknowledged.
on Netflix. Please watch it tonight. That shit gonna fuck y'all up, man.
It's about aliens.
Yes.
What is it called?
And it's called Unacknowledged. It's on Netflix.
I'm about to go.
Watch it.
Tap in.
Do what you do.
You pay attention to alien shit? Because aliens are real as fuck.
No,
They
I
gotta
don't pay attention.
Bro,
I don't pay attention to
I've always
shit.
thought aliens was real.
I'm a motherfucker that's gotta see it.
This shit, that's kind of how I am. I'm on
gotta
both
see some
sides.
shit.
I believe it's real, but I want to
I've
see
seen
it.
signs 17 times back in the day.
This nigga.
When it was cool to go to the movie theaters.
Nah,
we took
don't say the face.
little-
We don't want to see those motherfuckers.
Well, I
I'll
would
be
see signs
okay if I
18
never
times.
see one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bro,
Hell yeah.
Unacknowledged. It's on Netflix.
Unacknowledged.
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 That's
And
some shit that, like,
Kennedy,
aliens gonna be popping
Kennedy,
up and
the
shit.
president, from way back with him, and they're all talking about alien life. And then Obama, then Clinton, they all talk about, that's real.
Is Area 51 real? Is that a real place?
That's a real place. It's 4 hours from Las Vegas.
I think they moved.
I was like, can we shoot a podcast there?
before?
When they got scared with the little group thing.
Once
on
the
there?
shit got hot, you got to move it to a different location.
Right.
Yo.
Nigga,
So them white folks is about to go out there.
They was about to go straight.
Oh,
Like,
fuck.
damn.
But see,
Not me.
it seems like a lot of us is like more so interested in a lot of that shit.
No, I
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like,
I don't really dig
now
it.
listen,
Because I think that shit brings it on. Like the more you talk about this shit, like ghosts and shit like that, the more you
So you don't
let
believe
it
in ghosts?
consume your mind. No,
I don't know if I believe in
it's
ghosts.
real to the point to where I don't even like. Nigga, get out of there. I don't want to think about
Right.
it. Nigga. You don't want to. I don't want you taking no space in my brain. Because if I start hearing some in the middle of the night or some shit,
it's like that cat. Who was that cat out there tripping with last episode?
I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, that type of shit. Yeah. I actually went home and had a little,
But you know,
put that in my
Right.
that little cat thing. God, I don't know what it was. Keep him off me, bruh.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Keep him off me, bruh.
I see the shit people trip and go crazy for on the internet, which that's why I love the internet. I'm not sure people can handle the truth if they knew for sure
That's
it was
what it
aliens.
is.
Cause I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, imagine if you just knew, like, yo, you take that left on that highway,
Would
shit
you?
can get. For me personally,
Can you handle knowing that you might walk outside like the nigga
Ask
we
me
just
that.
seen
Ask
outside
me that.
was
when
alien?
we came in?
Yes,
Ask
you
me
know,
that.
you know I can handle it. You
Ask
know I
me
can
that
handle
question.
it. Cause I'm gonna avoid it.
Hell no. I'm like, you turn.
Look, I can handle it from the simple fact that I'm gonna avoid that shit. If I know that there's some aliens around the corner on 6th Street or something, I'm gonna stay the fuck from around
But
there.
see, we only know the aliens from movies.
I'm saying if we,
Yeah, it's not
You don't even know
those
what they
aliens
can
right
do.
there that's in that little poster or whatever.
But on the
They might look like
documentary,
that.
that's what they said they really look like.
They tell us Jesus looks like something that.
I know,
don't
bro,
wanna
but
get
it's.
into that.
I feel you. No,
we
I
gonna
feel
get
you.
into it.
But I'm just saying, in the
melodrama.
documentaries, bro.
How can we judge something that we have never seen?
But think about every alien movie.
Yeah.
Think about most alien movies. Say most alien movies outside of the Predator. They all look like this motherfucker.
I think they look like Mars Attacks.
They look like Paul, nigga. Y'all know who Paul is.
Y'all remember that movie, Mars Attacks? Y'all too young for that?
I probably am.
Bro, Mars Attacks, bro? Y'all ain't...
no, I was.
Thank you, Tobo.
I'm gonna tell y'all this.
He about to go cry.
I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Hey, no, y'all go look up Mars Attacks, bro. It's hilarious, bro. I ain't seen it in a while. It probably looks real hilarious now, bro. This shit is hilarious.
You watched it hard, didn't you?
Is it?
What? Hold on, it's called Mars
Acknowledge
Attacks.
first.
Mars Attacks, bro. It's like it's a.
I'm gonna check
You
it out.
believe in
It's a
aliens?
comedic alien movie.
Watch
so.
Acknowledge, bro.
There's so
Watch
many
that.
galaxies out there. There's gotta be something.
Yeah,
else.
it's
I'ma
like
tell
a
y'all this,
billion
though.
planets
I'ma
or
keep it real with y'all.
stars.
We'd be arrogant to not believe that.
Damn, we're the only people on Earth.
I'm gonna tell y'all this though. It's
We
fucked
are
up
the
as
only
20.
people on Earth. We ain't the only people out there though.
Okay, you get up there. Yeah. Hold on now.
I was high as
Why
fuck
would
one
they
night,
take
and I
so long to show themselves?
listen. I was high as
What
fuck.
he just say? It's gonna be the panic of the people. The world go fucking
Maybe they like,
crazy.
we know they weak ass can't.
If you
they
seen an
still fucking
alien
with
walking
iPhones.
down the
Like,
street,
you
you
know-
gonna go crazy.
They could be invisible.
Yeah, like they doing all this regular
What
shit.
scared
Like,
me?
They could be. That's what I think. I got high as fuck one time, and I was like, man, is this virus an alien? Is this virus the aliens?
It
bro?
could be,
This
bro.
nigga to make memes.
Are they from another planet?
No,
bro?
his blood. He got one of- no, but you know what though? As fucked up as 2020's been, because 2020's been crazy. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. If the aliens come back 21, I don't even think motherfuckers gonna be surprised. Motherfuckers like, yo, 2020 was nuts.
Chris
This
Pratt was
shit's
like,
regular.
shit, fuck them aliens.
What else can you do at
Yeah,
that
you can't
point?
do shit.
You
Hey,
better
listen.
have you a fat sack and some Remy on deck, because that's all you're gonna be able to do. And hope that they like you, nigga. Like, hey, look, I'm a cool nigga, but y'all might want me on your side.
Let them know, like, yo, I got some Remy here. Y'all good? Y'all
But
need
I said that a
anything?
long time ago. I said if aliens are real and they've been around for years and years and years, then they don't want to hurt us.
That's true. Because why not?
They would have been and hurt us. Every movie.
That's why I just said earlier. They
Maybe they signed a treaty with them or something.
I want to believe you. I'm on.
I've heard that, bro.
I'm 50-50. They ain't found the shit.
Hey,
They ain't found the shit.
I've heard that there might be a contract.
Hold on. We need to
There
stop
might
trying
be
to
a
find them
contract.
before we do. That's what we need to stop doing. We need to stop trying to find them niggas before we fuck around and do, and then it's a wrap.
Hey, don't talk about us, bro.
Y'all
White
seen the
folks.
movie, but y'all seen the movies. Y'all seen how the movies start. We always go doing some searching and digging, meddling with some shit. Like you tell your kids, stop meddling with shit.
And the motherfuckers wake up like,
And then
they start killing us and shit.
Life down there, nigga. We follow these niggas up.
we didn't even know who y'all was.
Exactly.
But
man.
like Drew was finna say, but the
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it, but they say that we might be under contract with the aliens, and these presidents that know.
It's so crazy. He don't be. I believe every
Hey, don't
conspiracy
believe it,
theory.
bro.
It's not that I believe it. It's not that I believe it. It's just that
Why is
I'm not
it out
against
there?
it. Though. I'm not against it.
Why is it out there in the world?
I don't disbelieve it. I don't disbelieve it. But I'm just saying, like, that shit just gets funny to me.
Hey, when
That
the
shit
aliens
catches
come
me
and get
off
this nigga
guard,
first.
like,
When the aliens come, they be like, you didn't believe us.
and I'm gonna tell you,
Take it first, bro.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro.
no, they gonna come to me and try to do some shit to impress a nigga like me. They gonna take y'all.
We rap too.
first.
Hey, look, nigga, yo, we
wanna
rap
meet
too.
the motherfuckers.
Nigga, we told you that we was real. I'm like, all right, nigga. Time out.
But like Candyman, you gotta believe.
Time out.
You didn't believe.
Hey, no, I don't fuck with Candy. Don't say that.
No, bro. That shit, I ain't gonna lie to you.
you. Nightmare, nigga.
Are you ready for the new one?
Fucked up horror movies for me.
Hell no. I'm more scared of
I'm not watching. Listen,
I'm more scared of Candy.
I can't watch that shit, bro.
I ain't scared of none of them.
Listen, bro.
Okay, I'm scared of Chucky.
A nigga with bees
Chucky
flying
soft.
around and shit.
Chucky soft. I whoop Chucky. I would have whooped
All
Chucky's
right,
ass.
running shit up. I'm scared.
Here's my problem. My problem was Candyman and whoever the fuck Paris Hilton was running from in the House of Wax. listen. When House of Wax fucked me
that
up,
shit
bro.
was low key. Like, yeah, it did catch me off guard. I didn't think it was gonna be that serious.
Bro,
but
listen.
That shit was not scary.
Bro, that shit was a little.
I'm gonna tell you this now.
What it was? That shit was a little in depth.
So you say that 2020? Think about when it came out. No, when that shit came
was
out.
funny.
Do you watch scary movies though?
I don't.
See,
Fuck
you
you.
go, nigga. You a horror movie buff though.
I watch
See,
everything.
I don't
No,
fuck with this shit.
I don't listen.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? Training Day. Training Day, or my favorite actor is Denzel.
Mine too.
So Training Day or John Q was like tied for the top movie.
Yeah, Denzel, that nigga, he was a coach. Nigga was flew planes. He was that nigga.
Everything.
Denzel was dope.
I think
My
Denzel
favorite
probably
movie
really
today-
fly
On
planes.
coke, nigga.
I'm saying my
And
favorite movie of
drunk,
2020s.
nigga.
Have you seen Extraction on Netflix?
He everybody uncle.
Yeah.
Nah, I haven't seen that.
Hardest action movie out, bro.
What?
Extraction on Netflix. The Thor dude.
I think
Of 2020, that's my favorite movie.
yeah.
That motherfucker
Yeah,
so
where he gets the little
hard.
girl.
The little boy.
Oh, the boy, the
That
boy.
motherfucker's so
he's
hard.
They're like Arab or something.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah.
That motherfucker.
and
So you
daddy's-
gotta watch it. That's two you gotta watch
Check it out,
there.
both of them.
Extraction,
It's
bro.
long though. That was
as
long.
That's only 2 hours.
It was a long one though.
You was
I
smoking.
can watch
There's some
TV at
parts.
work,
No,
so
there's some
I'm
parts
chilling,
that's
bro.
kind of.
But the action keep everything.
Yeah, it do. But there's some
Yeah.
parts that you got to get to the action though. There's some parts.
The whole movie was action.
So you might
bro.
like
He was smoking. Like, I was smoking weed.
No.
You know, it's gonna slow everything down.
See,
Hey, no, it do.
I can't do the horror movies though, bro. Like, 'cause, like a lot of things that be bothering me too. I be trying to put myself in them scenarios. I'm like, bro, why are you opening up that door? Just leave, bro. Leave town. And it pissed me off. Like,
stand that
I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm pretty
can't
sure because I
stand
stopped watching them. Cause the black dudes used to always die first and shit, and I ain't gonna lie to you. It be like, damn, bro, why you open that door? You could have made it.
It be unrealistic shit.
Like, but it's like,
All right, man. Let's close this shit. Up.
Old
I
movies.
gotta edit this shit, bro.
We gotta put this in there. Just
I got-
pause.
Y'all got some shout outs that y'all want to do for to end this shit?
Yeah, shout
Black
out,
Lives Matter.
Black
shout
Lives
out Well
Matter.
Cultured. Shout out to Mama's Boy,
Yeah.
aka Doobie.
Yeah. Any more?
shout out to that.
Hey, shout out all my skep members.
no, not
too,
really,
man.
but it's a little bit.
And rest in peace, Lil C Jack, man.
Hell yeah.
rest in peace.
R.I.P. Shit, I don't even know what my shout out is. You got a shout out?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out all my vote niggas, man, and shout out the Black Lives Matter movement. Shout out to our guests.
Do y'all know the Black Lives Matter movement is controlled by a white person? They started it.
No, I don't know who's Black Lives Matter, but because I was thinking that when they do all
know
these donations, I was wondering where it goes.
I think that they
Look it up.
tried to,
Nope. Look it up.
but there's a new one. There's a new group.
Are you telling me
man.
Black
They got
Lives Matter is
rebranded.
not ran by black people?
I'm telling you, bro. It's gonna.
It's funded by George Soros, and they don't really know where the money goes. So they have.
He white, ain't
Yeah.
It's-
had,
bro,
He's
no-
a white Jewish guy.
he? Yeah.
But they had the marketing director for Black Lives Matter on Reddit recently, and they were asking her, like, where does the money go?
She's
She-
black.
That the dyke chick?
She's black, but
Oh.
she didn't have any answers.
Is she dyke? Is she a dyke?
She didn't have no answers at all. She couldn't answer anyone's question.
But is she a dyke though? Is she gay?
Ask
The
what
person?
you
No,
mean.
I'm
What you mean?
no. I'm saying
They
it's,
was asking her where the money
They
that
were
was
asking
being
her,
donated
where
by
does
the people
money
and shit.
go to the donations that are received.
Told
She
y'all.
wouldn't
Truth in
respond.
it's really about white person,
But yeah,
yo.
George Soros did supply the initial funding for the Black Lives Matter.
We're gonna research that. We're gonna talk about her next show. And we also gotta talk about this Kyrie shit. I can't believe we let that shit slip. Kyrie holding out.
Oh, and
He's
NBA.
trying to start a strike on the bubble
Now
game.
we all like
Hey,
we
bring
like
the
basketball.
NBA back. I gotta take
I
a piss
low-key-
though.
yeah,
That's all I gotta say.
I low-key got
Bring the
some-
NBA
I feel like
back.
everything fucked up. So bring us something good.
No,
Shit.
I low key got some words for Kyrie next show. We gotta have that on here because he's
All
fucking
right,
shit
y'all.
up, nigga.
We closing out. We out of here, man.
Oh yeah, I gotta piss back.
Yeah, we out of here.
ADP